The Zapatero stuff, okay. Zapatero, he was the former president of Spain, or prime minister. He's a member of the PSOE. He's a key figure of the Socialist Party. I said he legalized gay marriage and adoption in 2005. He was generally pro-Palestinian and criticized Israel a lot. Spanish leftists have always been pro-Arab and they remain so today. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because all these I'm kind of correcting the record because I've been doing this for a while now. With these kind of schizotypes, these J trappers, I've been correct. You got them in Spain too. It's the same types of people. They all come from that little Natsau cult, right? That's the J trapper cult, and they push the same dumb memes. They're trying to they're talking about like this chick here. She went up and gave a speech, and she says the Jews are responsible for everything bad. Mind you, this is Spain, and I just have to point out to these people that there's very few Jews in Spain, and all of the main leftists in Spain are Spanish. I mean, here's their fucking faces. Do I have to plaster their stupid faces to these people before they get it, before they understand what's going on here? All these people are Spanish, right? All these fucking leftists who run the government and run all the left-wing parties and fucking in the media, they're all Spanish people, right? And they support Palestine, and this totally debunks their shit, right? Because they're going off, they control the politicians secretly. I saw a couple of these guys going in the comments. They control them with money and shit, man. They don't believe anything. They just control them with money. No, dumbasses. These are leftists, and they're real leftists, and they believe what they believe, and they're pro-Palestine. This chick's the second most powerful person in Spain. She said, from the river to the sea, she supports fucking Palestine. You know, Sanchez does an arms embargo on Israel. And I'm telling fucking this chick here, Irene Montero, chief feminist of Spain, is like a radical pro-Palestinian. She wears the keffiyeh scarf. You had that picture of Zapatero wearing the keffiyeh scarf. They're all fucking pro-Palestinian. Don't tell me they're being paid by Jews to be leftists, man. No, they're fucking not. Why would they pay them to be pro-Palestine? You shitheads, get it through your brains. They are legitimate communists who have always supported Palestine. Back to the Soviet Union days, always the left commie freaks have supported Palestine. So don't fucking tell me these people are paid by the J to be leftists. Nobody needs to pay these fuckers to be leftists, because they just believe it, okay? So I'm sick of these dumbasses saying this. They're trying to shift the blame. That's what they're doing. Every time. They're trying to shift blame off of these people. No, these people did it. These people are guilty. These people are responsible. Look at their stupid faces. They're mutants. They're goddamn fucking mutants. And you're making excuses for these mutants? Really? Somebody's... Like, this guy, it's so stupid. This guy here, Pablo Iglesias, this motherfucker had a TV show on an Iranian channel. It was an Iranian English language channel called Hispan TV. So the fucking Iranians were backing this piece of shit right here. Pablo Iglesias. The Iranians were doing it. It wasn't Jews, it was Iranians. And he's the most leftist piece of crap in Spain. And they're all pro-Palestinian. So if anything, it's fucking Muslims backing these people, right? And that's why that reflects in their thing. I don't say Muslims control them either. They're just fucking leftists, right? So this chick is still going off about that. She's actually pro-Palestinian herself, and this is the contradiction I've been pointing out to these people. Is like, you're pro-Palestinian and you're against the left. Supposedly you're against the left, yet you share that view with the left. And of course they're also socialists and they share that view with the left. They're like 80% left. And they just disagree on like feminism and immigration and stuff, right? There's some differences there, but A lot of positions they have in common with the left. So what they do, so the trick of someone like this is to create some conspiracy theory that those other leftists are like being paid by some nefarious people to be leftists, because they would never actually just be fucking leftists, right? It's not like people have ideas in their head and they don't actually believe these things. It all comes down to money. And then you point out that like Spanish politics is mostly publicly funded. Like it's not like America where like you rely on all this private funding and private donations. In Spain, most of the funding comes from public sources, and so they don't need to rely on private donations to get funding. It's all publicly run anyway. So that argument's just totally bunk. In any case, like private donors they will just have the same positions anyway, and then private donors will give the money to the people they agree with. That's all that happens there. Like George Soros gives money to people he agrees with. It's not like he gives money to right wingers to try to change their opinions. No, he gives it to the leftists who are already there and already exist. He's not creating them. They already fucking existed. It's like, this is equivalent to like that stupid argument Muslims make where they're like, the CIA invented fucking Islamic jihadism because they funded bin Laden in the 70s and 80s in Afghanistan. No, they already existed, you fools. Right? The jihadists already were there. They already existed. They already had an ideology. It was already potent. And all the CIA had to do was come in and throw some weapons and money at them to get them going, right? That's it. They didn't create it. So it's the same with this, right? They're not creating leftists. They're simply giving them fucking money. And there are people who give right-wingers money. I mean, if what they're saying was true, why doesn't Joe Biden flip all his positions to the Trump positions? Trump literally got elected on right-wing positions. He got elected, and he got tons of private funding with those views. So if these left-wing politicians are just like forced to have these views by money, they can get money by flipping their politics to right wing tomorrow. They could still get money, but they don't flip their politics because they believe it. Fucking hell, man. They believe it, guy. They just basically, you know what this is? You know what this is? I've explained why they're doing this and why they always do this. Is that people like this, they're essentially trying to take blame because all of these leftists are Spanish. And so basically, and it works the same in any country, they will try to create some nefarious conspiracy. So they want like to blame this other group, right? So that this Jew thing is very convenient for them. Because what it does, it allows them to shift blame off of their own people doing this, right? And so these, like some of these Spanish nationalists, so they have this soft spot for Spanish people, of course. They have this in-group preference for Spanish people. It works the same in Britain or wherever. And because they have this in-group preference and soft spot, they don't want to blame their own people. They want to shift that blame. And so the J thing comes in handy because they can always shift the blame to this other group, this oppressor other group, even if it's not them doing it in this case, like in Spain, it is Spanish people doing it. And then they'll just make an excuse for them and say, oh, it's the secret controllers making them. They don't actually believe it. They have no agency and therefore no responsibility for what they do. It's a fucking cop-out. It's a disgusting cop-out because these pieces of shit, these mutants are ruining the country and they're shifting the blame onto some other thing that has nothing really to do with it. Right? They're pro-Palestinian, anti-Zionist, leftist. No Jews are running them. No Jews are telling them what to do. If Jews were running them, they'd be pro-Israel, right? And the funniest thing about this is that the furthest to the right thing, the furthest right party in Spain is called Vox, and they're actually pro-Israel. They're almost fanatically pro-Israel. They're too pro-Israel, in my opinion. But it's just this is just how they think, right? Because they think, well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. We're against Islam. Israel fights Islam, so that's why they're pro-Israel. But they just come out with a new conspiracy theory saying, oh, they're control, getting money, blah blah blah, get money, you're controlled. No, they actually just believe it too, man. And if you go look at the leadership of Vox, they're all fucking Spanish people too. Every last one of them. They just believe it. See, they people need to get off this stupid conspiracy shit that nobody can have a real opinion unless you're paid to have an opinion, man. No. No, people just have real beliefs and opinions and they have agency. It's not a fucking conspiracy. They just always default to that, right? It's shifting, it's blame shifting is what they're doing. Like, why would you make an excuse for this bitch? Just because she's your same race, your same culture? Okay, so make an excuse for Antifa. Go do it. Make an excuse for all those fucking white people in Antifa. Because it is a lot of them. There's plenty of white people in Antifa. What's your excuse, big guy? It's just annoying as shit, man.